best nutrition and exercise structure for your body type. My name is Coach Cailah, and I'm an elite online personal trainer and nutrition coach. I've helped hundreds of clients lose thousands of pounds and rid themselves off of dozens of medications. By the end of this video, I want you to understand how to structure your nutrition and your exercise according to your body type for best results. Please make sure you subscribe to me here on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, and friend me whatever on Twitter and Instagram, so that you can make sure to receive good content just like this. Always design your body. All right. By now, I'm pretty sure that you've heard of three main body types, right? You've heard of Ectomorph, Mesomorph, and Endomorph. Now, some of you may be thinking that, oh, well, I heard they don't really make sense, or I heard that they're really disproven. But before I continue, I want you to understand that body types are not a Western invention, right? Most Americans know of body types by a guy named William whatever, who did this study in the 1940s. But I want to make sure you know that body typing has been around for thousands of years. Westerners are just catching up to it, all right? I'm going to also add some Ayurvedic principles into my discussion so you understand that, yeah, it's real and how to use them together, all right? So, again, three main body types: Ectomorphs, Mesomorphs, and Endomorphs. Now, we're going to start off with Ectomorphs, right? So here are the physical and personality markers. Your Ectomorphs are typically your long and lean. They're very lightly muscled. They're kind of your rectangular type appearance, particularly for women. They're not very curvy. They have a high metabolism. They're hyperactive. They're always moving. They're always thinking. They only need 3 or 4 hours of sleep sometimes because, again, their body's always up and moving. Now, their general struggles. They're going to have a lot of trouble gaining weight, right? Gaining weight, gaining muscle. Their long limbs make it difficult to excel at strength exercises or being super strong or, again, super muscular. And also, they are great at long distance cardio. So those are your runners. Those are people that they can just run anytime without any preparation for it. Now, here is Coach Cailah's recommendations for nutrition, assuming the goal is to gain muscle mass, all right? I'm going to tell you to eat 4 to 6 times per day. You also want to have carbohydrates with each of those meals. The thing is, again, carbohydrates, we know, are going to stimulate your storage hormone called insulin. So if I eat more carbs, I'm going to gain more weight. All right, so eat carbohydrates with each meal. You want to have your daily carbohydrate intake about 50 to 60% of your total calories. You want to eat proteins at each meal. You want to have 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal. Again, at 4 to 6 meals per day. Now, your fats, you can keep those kind of moderate, 30 to 40%. Okay? Now, when I say eat higher carbs, I don't mean just eat crap. That's not the goal. Still eat good, healthy carbs. Now, for my exercise recommendations, again, assuming that the goal is to build muscle mass, you do not want to do cardio. You don't want to do cardio, right? Your body burns carbs very efficiently, but you want to put them in a position to store and also help you build muscle and activate protein synthesis. So you want to weight train. Weight train, weight train, weight train. You want to hit heavy weights. You want to go between 80 to 100% of your 1 repetition maximum. We call it your 1RM. You want to do 1 to 5 reps for strength building, and you want to do 6 to 12 reps for size or hypertrophy is what we call it. Okay, 2 to 5 sets. 90 seconds to about 2 minutes of rest in between each set itself, okay? So that is primarily for your Ectomorphs. Now, guys, moving on to the Mesomorphs. I'm a Mesomorph, right? So your physical and personality markers of a Mesomorph, you'll see physically their shoulders are a little bit outside of their hips. If you look at me, my shoulders are a little bit wider than my hips. The end of my shoulder, the bone of my hips, not just the fat itself, okay? Naturally muscular, naturally strong, typically shorter than your Ectomorphs, maybe even your Endomorphs sometimes. They can gain fat easily. They can also lose fat fairly easily as well. And they can gain muscle easily and sometimes lose muscle easily as well. Now, when they gain weight, they're going to gain it pretty evenly across the body. So you'll see even weight gain distribution between arms, abs, hips, thighs, all that. Now, they're also very focused, very determined, and very ambitious, okay? They respond very quickly to exercise, and they need about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I know I do. all right? Now, general struggles. Again, mesomorphs can gain fat very quickly, all right? They can gain fat quickly if they're not careful. And they can look like endomorphs if they're overweight. Sometimes that's what might make it a little difficult to decide which main somatotype you fit into, because you might be an overweight mesomorph that thinks they're an endomorph, which is the bigger one. We'll get that next. All right, Coach Cailah's nutrition recommendations. I'm going to tell you to eat 3 to 5 meals a day. You don't need a whole bunch of extra meals, right? Because you're not trying to gain mass, but 3 to 5 meals per day. Now, mesomorphs, we respond extremely well to low carbohydrates. Again, because we gain fat easily. So if I want to gain fat, if I want to gain weight, I want to eat carbs. If I want to lose fat, if I want to lose weight, I want to lower my carb intake itself, okay? Now, you want to kind of stick to a high protein, a high fat diet itself, about 20 to 35 grams of protein per meal. Now, I will go back and say that when it comes to protein, bigger guys can take up more. This recommendation is for general, right? 20, 30 grams for the general person. Now, if you're about 190 male or bigger, then you can go maybe 35 on up for your protein per meal, per sitting itself. Fats, you want to keep about 40 to 50%, right? Unless you're doing keto, you know how to do that. Proteins 20 to 30%, and your carbs should be 20 to 30%, right, per day itself. Now, exercise. Assuming, again, the goal is to build muscle. Assuming your goal is to build muscle and to lose fat, you want to fluctuate between long distance exercises, right, like running, swimming, biking, high intensity interval training, like HIIT training or regular intervals, strength training, and hypertrophy. So mesomorphs, because we're right smack dab in the middle, we can shift and fluctuate either way, more endurance or more strength, and still see some amazing results. Now, the goal is to burn overall calories. So your cardio should be fairly high, your HIIT should be fairly high. But don't forget the weight training. Don't forget that we still want to put on good muscle. It makes no sense to just lose fat as a mesomorph and not add muscle to that, okay? Because then you'll just be lean, which is okay, but no curvature. All right. Now, for your lifting heavy weights, mesomorphs, we want to lift 70 to 90% of our 1 RM. We want to do reps that are about 2 to 12, again, 1 to 5 for strength gaining, and then 6 to 12 for size or hypertrophy gaining. We want to do 3 to 6 sets, and our rest interval should be 30 to 90 seconds of rest. Now, moving on to the last one, guys, is our endomorphs. Endomorphs are just your naturally bigger body types. You might have heard, I heard growing up, so-and-so's got, a higher bone structure. So-and-so just has higher bone density, right? And yes, it is true, right? Body types are real. They are something that we can identify with. Now, your endomorphs, they're physical and personality markers. Naturally higher levels of body fat, right? They're going to gain weight easily. This is the type of person that can look at a snack and gain a few pounds, right? That is that person. And it's hard for them to lose weight. They're going to have, for women, a little smaller shoulders, but wider hips. You're going to look like the pear, right? Smaller shoulders on wider hips, because endomorphs are going to carry the majority of their weight and their mass from the middle of their body, right? The middle, right above their belly button on down. So you'll see big, wide hips. You'll see big butt. You'll see wide thighs themselves. All right. They're very curvy. Again, tend to carry weight in the lower abs and below. But the thing is that when endomorphs are in shape, they're sexy. They've got that natural figure 8, right? For men, they're a little bit more blocky and less figure 8-ish for your endomorphs. Now, your endomorphs, they are going to need to sleep, right, a lot. They're naturally your slow movers. They're naturally just don't move a lot, right? Mentally, they're a little bit, not slow, but mentally, they just take a little bit longer to process because they're like your elephants. Smooth, chill, relax, and on their own time, okay? Now, the general struggles of endomorphs. They are easy weight gainers due to that slow metabolism. You can, even as an endomorph, consume a small amount of calories and still have that wider, maybe unappealing pear shape of your body. Diet alone will not fix it for endomorphs. Mesomorphs, you don't necessarily have to exercise if you're looking at losing fat. You can just do good nutrition and lose fat as a mesomorph. But for endomorphs, you must use good nutrition and you must exercise hand in hand. You must also stay in motion. Ectomorphs are small because they have high metabolisms, but also they're always fidgeting. They're always dancing, bobbing their head. All of this here burns calories. So the more you move, the more calories you burn. It's called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So increase your NEAT to increase the calories that you burn outside of your exercise windows. Now, Coach Cailah's nutrition recommendations. You want to eat 2 to 4 times a day. You don't need a lot, okay? Because we're trying to lose weight. We want to be in a caloric deficit, definitely. All right, now, low carb diets are going to be best. Again, you look at a snack, you become a bigger snack, okay? So you want to keep your carbohydrates low as an endomorph. I say below 20%. The ketogenic diet is absolutely great for this type of body. Moderate protein, 20 to 30% per day, and high fats, 50% or higher. But again, for endomorphs, I recommend go low carb, super low carb, go keto. All right, that's going to be the best nutrition style to help you, again, assuming you want to lose fat. Okay, assuming you want to lose fat. Lose fat by lowering your carb, upping your fat. All right, now exercise. Long distance cardio, biking, running, swimming, jogging, walking. That's going to be great because it keeps your body in constant motion and it keeps you burning and burning. You also want to do high intensity interval training because that's going to burn more overall calories itself. Now, endurance-based weightlifting. So not lifting heavy unless you want to build muscle mass. If you want to build muscle mass, then yeah, lift heavy, lift lower reps, right? But for endurance or for weight loss, you want to lift 12 to 20 or higher reps, okay? You want to do 3 to 6 sets per exercise, and your rest is going to be 0 to 30 seconds worth of rest. So there's a big difference. But again, assuming that you want to lose the fat. Now, if you're in the endomorph who's like, I'm okay with staying big, I just want to gain more muscle, then again, use the weightlifting protocols. Now, when it comes to muscle and when it comes to body types, the thing that is the same is that you can only gain muscle one way. You can lose muscle a couple of ways, but either way, you have to lift heavy weights to gain muscle, all right? So by now, guys, you should have found yourself in one of these body types. You should have been able to identify with something. You might have a few characteristics of others, but hopefully this video kind of explained what's the what, how to exercise, how to eat for the general body type of endomorphs, mesomorphs, and ectomorphs. My name is Coach Cailah. I'm an elite online personal trainer and nutrition coach, and I want you to work with me, right? I want to work with you. Let me help you design your body and get you to a place where you are loving who you are and what you look like in the mirror. Always design your body.